Hi, everyone. My name is Ed O'Donnell, VP of Product Management at MapD. Thank you so much to Microsoft for having us here today. We're very excited to talk to you a bit about what we're about. So everyone in the room, certainly at this conference, is familiar with the idea that CPUs over the past few years have not been keeping up with the promise of Moore's Law. Meanwhile, data growth has been exploding, leading to a gap. That gap has been addressed by various means, scale out, for example, Hadoop clusters, et cetera. But those things eventually don't scale terribly well, and you gain a lot more expense and lose the potential of sub-second query time as you scale to larger and larger sizes. Meanwhile, in the world of GPUs, they tend to have done better in terms of keeping ahead of data growth. But so far, they largely haven't been available to the world of databases to take advantage of that. This is where our offering comes in. So MapD is a GPU-accelerated SQL database and data visualization platform. We leverage GPU memory for interactive analytics on big data. So we are able to run in host memory as well or off of disk, but our special sauce is running in GPU memory for extremely fast query times. So where would MapD sit in your structure, in your stack? We would sit on top of your store of record. So we would sit on top of a SQL Server or a Hadoop or data lake, et cetera. You would bring a slice of your data, potentially a large slice, we do support clustering as well, into MapD for fast interactive analytics. In addition to the database, which we call MapD Core, we have a visualization client, which we call MapD Immerse. It's a web client. And we'll be demoing that in a minute. We also offer connectors out to data science-oriented platforms. Last month at the GTC conference with NVIDIA, we announced the GPU Open Analytics Initiative, or Go AI, which is an efficient way of transferring memory between machine learning programs such as, or data analytics programs such as Continuum or H2O.ai, and efficiently transporting memory pointers, keeping the data in memory on the GPU for extremely fast learning training. So we're excited to be the first database to potentially greatly speed up machine learning. We'd like to give you a demo of our MapD Immerse product today, which is our visualization client, to give you a sense of the type of query speeds you're able to attain. The data set we'll be looking at is 1.2 billion taxi rides in New York City. So at the left side here, you could start the video, please. At the left side, you'll see a map of all the taxi drop-offs in New York, 1.2 billion of them. Let's look at payments, how payments happen here. So credit usage has been rising over time. Cash usage has been dropping over time for payment. But it's not the same across neighborhoods. So for example, if you look down in Wall Street, credit is more common for payment than cash. In other neighborhoods, a different story. So if you go up to the Bronx, for example, cash is used more than credit. You also see a spike in 2014. That's when green cabs were introduced in New York to better service the outer boroughs. Let's take a closer look here. So you can see that every one of these drop-offs is available for analysis. We're able to fully interact with any one point. If we go in on a neighborhood, so we just selected Midtown here. This is hours and day of week, so we can see that a rush hour is a busy time in Midtown. And weekday traffic tends to be bigger. If we go down to the Lower East Side, so we see Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday morning, so late night party part of town. Okay, let's zoom out. And we're going to take a look at some pricing information now. So this is a scatter plot of fare amount on the y-axis and distance traveled on the x-axis. You can see two pricing curves. So one of the curves is because when you hit traffic in New York, they charge you a surcharge. So that's the second curve. We also see this anomaly of a flat price there. What's that one about? Why isn't that scaling? So that happens to be JFK and LaGuardia, where you pay a flat rate to get to the airport. So it doesn't matter how far you travel. So clearly, you can quickly explore data very easily in the system. These are the queries executing. So you're seeing 67 milliseconds, 66 milliseconds, 65 milliseconds, et cetera. Extremely fast query time here. Okay. So that's a quick overview of how you can easily explore data in MapD Immerse. Obviously, many dimensions can be visualized at once. This can aid the process of generating hypotheses for machine learning or quick data exploration. We wanted to let you know, last month we announced that we had open sourced the database. We announced that at the GTC conference. The database portion is open source and available on GitHub. In addition, we have a free non-commercial community pre-built binary, which includes the render capability and the client available at our website. And for more information on the machine learning initiative I talked about, Go AI, you can go to that address there, GPU Open Analytics on GitHub. Thank you, and I'll be in the back later for any questions. Thank you very much.